Let's get to work. Predictive History frames immigration as a game. His opening move, immigrants are not equal in economic success. Indians and East Asians outperform the American average. Latinos and Black Americans do not. So far, observational, no controversy. Then he pivots to the traditional explanation, culture or even genetics via PISA scores. A world map, East Asia in green, Latin America and the Middle East in red. An international test of 15-year-olds is used to forecast national economic performance decades out. That's already a leap equating a snapshot of adolescent scores with long-term national destiny, but it's delivered as a given. Next, the twist. Despite academic and economic success, East Asian men don't attain status in America, rarely CEOs. He blames DEI and cultural stereotypes. They lack assertiveness, risk tolerance, emotional intelligence. They are compliant, more obedient, rule followers. This is the setup. Then he layers on dating market data. OkCupid numbers showing Asian men receive the lowest response rates from white women. The striking claim. For an Asian man to match an average white man's appeal, he'd need to make $300,000 a year versus $62,000. The message is brutal. Follow the script perfectly. School, grades, career, income, and still be a second-class citizen in the social marketplace. Now the trap. The game of immigration asks you to come, work hard, assimilate, succeed. East Asian men do exactly that. But the outcome, John claims, is rigged. You win economically, but lose socially and demographically. You are, in the crudest online parlance, cucked. Your elite women marry out, your status is capped, your demographic future is stagnant. His proposed winning move, drawn from game theory, is to break the game. Don't assimilate. Prioritize group cohesion, cultural retention, and high fertility. He points to Muslims in Europe and Hispanics in the US. Lower test scores, lower incomes, but higher solidarity and birth rates, leading to what he frames as inevitable demographic takeover. This is where it gets fascinatingly dark. The incentive structure of liberal, merit-based immigration, he argues, actually punishes those who buy into it most fully. The ultimate winners reject its core premise and play a longer, group-based demographic game. He roots this in a sweeping historical narrative, proto-Indo-European migrations to British colonial policy, framing modern immigration as a historical aberration made possible by American hegemony post-Bow Wii. Open societies prevent wars, or so the theory went. But he suggests this era is ending. The game is becoming zero-sum. What's genuinely compelling is the central paradox. The group that most perfectly embodies the model minority ideal is structurally barred from the highest social rewards. But his leap from here is a statistical disparity to therefore the system is a casino designed for you to lose glosses over internal diversity within these groups, regional variations, and the many individuals who do break his described mold. His use of game theory is loose, almost metaphorical, less Nash equilibrium, more Darwinian group competition. The video's power comes from this reduction, a complex, morally fraught issue turned into a puzzle with a ruthless solution. In the context of early 2026, weeks before the US-Iran war broke out on February 28th, this video feeds a specific mood. The post-YOI liberal order is fracturing. Demographic change is silent warfare. An individual striving within a system is naive if you don't control the system itself. Deeply pessimistic. For some, deeply validating. What this video actually did, it took observable data on immigrant economic performance and intermarriage rates and wove them into a grand narrative of systemic betrayal and inevitable ethnic conflict. It didn't explain immigration, it reframed it as a rigged competition, a grim, cohesive story for those who feel meritocracy has failed them. Prediction made. Current immigration trends, driven by group cohesion and differential fertility, will lead to violent demographic conflict as the established majority resists population replacement. The era of assimilation-based immigration is unsustainable. Likelihood of prediction. The tension is real. But his timeline, Muslims will control Europe in 2005 years, and his binary group-based framing oversimplify a messy, nonlinear reality. The specific violent conflict scenario is plausible in certain regions, but the deterministic demographic takeover thesis ignores integration, political counter-movements, and sheer unpredictability. OK count, 34, deployed most often as a conversational placeholder. but also to punctuate uncomfortable conclusions. People don't find you that attractive. Okay? A verbal tic that frames harsh assertions as mere, unavoidable observations.